Well, we just got back from the first annual Hogrock Adventure Rally in Cave and Rock. And today I'm going to be talking with two of my friends that I've hung out with at the rally about the experience, what we ride, and some funny memories that we made on the trails. Yeah, if I could smack your hand, I would. Don't touch that. Don't touch it. It's not for you to touch. All right. Well, welcome back, everybody. We are here tonight to talk about the Hogrock Adventure Rally, and I am joined with two very special guests. The first, almost everybody knows, Brat Ben. Say hi, Ben.
Hey, everybody.
Let's get a close-up of Ben. Look at it. There he is. Ooh. Yeah, looking good, Ben. Ben. Ben, tell us a little bit about the rally and tell us about what kind of your role was at Hogrock.
The rally's pretty close to my heart on this one. We've spent some time over the winter getting ready for it. We showed up to the rally last year just not knowing what to expect, but knowing it was local, wanted to be a part of it. So talking to the guys, ended up getting to help build the routes this year. So we've spent 5-6 months in Shawnee.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of it.
Building routes, doing a lot of dead ends, turning around, coming back out, chasing maps. But that's my role in it. I've built all the routes. So if you loved them, then let me know. If you hated them, then my name's not Ben, and it's
John. His name is John.
No, your routes were great. You did a good job.
That's a great segue to our guest tonight. Special guest is John Benz. John, where are you from, man?
I live south of Marion. That's where I was born 70 years ago and moved back there about 20 years ago. So
you're 70 years old?
Yeah.
I never would have guessed that, the way you were riding with us, dude.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Well,
because we were
getting
gnarly with it at Hogrock, and you were just hanging the entire time.
Yeah, I was doing the best I could. But.
And that's 2 years in a row of it. There's some stories of John from last year.
Yeah. Wow, dude.
Last year I was on a GS 1200.
Oh, he's the GS guy from last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't make that mistake this year.
I've heard that.
No.
I've heard stories.
Yeah, he's the one that Supermaned it and kept on the bike.
Yeah. Hey, all the computer controls on my bike are turned off. So that was a choice.
You did say you're not a tech savvy guy.
Yeah, right. I did.
Yeah. Maybe later on this episode, we got to hear this voicemail story again. That was funny. So tell me, John, how many rallies have you attended as a motorcycle enthusiast,
Rallies, maybe half a dozen. I've been to a few in Missouri.
Really?
I bought my bike at St. Louis BMW, and a man named Hans there has a cabin in the woods.
Go figure.
And he put on
Hans at a BMW store.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Well, he had a nice little campground down in southern Missouri, and he put on, kind of a training thing. And I went, and then they go for a ride. And I've been to a couple of them and a couple BMW MOA rallies that were close. I'm not going to go to the one in California or Vermont, but if it's in Tennessee and in Missouri, that's too close to me.
Sure.
So,
Yeah. I had a couple bunker bikers that last year were going to the MOA rally. They stopped by and stayed at the house, and they're on their way to the rally last year. So I've heard that's a good event.
Yeah, I think it was in Tennessee again.
It was.
I went to the one about 5-6 years ago. They had one in Tennessee.
Yep.
And I rode down for it or hauled it. Trailered it.
Yeah, I won't ride my bike to any of these rallies. I know what I do to them when we're there, and I'll end up being stranded.
Yeah, well,
right.
A lot about people getting stranded.
I know a lot about people getting stranded.
Yeah, you can break things. On the bike, or I did the Arkansas BDR a month and a half before the Hogrock.
Yeah,
and came home with a cracked rib or two. So
nice.
It healed up in time for.
Did you take the GS on that?
I did.
There you did.
Another mistake, but I didn't have a gas range on the 500.
Sure.
For their legs.
You didn't expect the hard sections to be hard?
Yeah, we did all the hard sections. Of course, I was riding with a KTM 350
Yeah.
and a 790. So they were quite a bit lighter.
Now, I'm guessing that you haven't watched my Ozark series then, because you would have known better.
Yeah, maybe. I've been a glutton for punishment all my life. If something was hard, I tried it. And
You're in good company.
Yeah, you belong at this table for sure.
all right.
That's what we do.
Yep.
That's what we do, man. So let's do this. Let's start the conversation about, now everybody knows who we're talking to. Let's start the conversation with Hogrock here. If you could use one word to describe your experience at Hogrock, what would it be?
Oh, one word.
One word. You only get one.
It was convenient. I live an hour away.
No doubt, dude. That's a good word.
They did a great job. It is something that it's just too close to miss. I heard about all the tracks that Ben was building, which obviously I didn't download them, even though I have a Garmin.
You don't understand the technology.
I don't understand the technology. I can punch go home and get home wherever I'm at, and that's basically, or gas station. If you have the Garmin, you can punch gas station. If it says the nearest gas station is 40 miles away, you better have 40 miles range on the, in the fuel tank.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of wandering around Colorado when I've gone out there, and sometimes it's been a little iffy if you take too many wrong turns.
No doubt.
But that's part of the fun. That's part of the fun.
It's part of the adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great word, convenient, because that's kind of what it would be for me too. It's my backyard. It's just right here. Yeah. It's really convenient. And what about you, Ben? You got one word?
No, but convenient works
That's
really well.
It's like we're the people in this room that this is convenient for us, man.
Yeah, it's great. I enjoy not having to drive 1,000 miles to go to the rally. I can,
like we're doing Sunday,
like we're doing on Sunday. Yeah. We just an hour.
Yeah, I mean, you and I have traveled to some places, even though we've done it, and we enjoy traveling. Like, we enjoy going around the country, seeing new things. Man, to have a rally that's in your backyard, with your local friends, like the people that you know are going to come, that's something special.
Yeah, if I had to use another word, I would say maybe unknown, because Shawnee's so mystic to most people. So we're also bringing people in and letting them see, like, Illinois is not just cornfields and bean fields and flat. We've got some elevation.
Yeah, there's a lot of good riding in the Shawnee if you know where it's at.
Yep.
Yeah, that seems to be the struggle that almost everyone has, is they don't know where to go. Like, you and I, we'll go out scouting, and our DMs are like blowing up every time we post a picture or a video of us riding. Where are you guys riding at? Where are you guys riding at? Can we get those tracks? Can we? You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's the Shawnee is an amazing place to ride, but it is a mystery.
I went riding a couple of years ago with a fellow that worked at Flanders Electric, and we were just riding down a country road, and there's all these trees. He slows down. He turns between these two trees, and we went on a creek bed ride that was just fantastic. I have no idea where those trees are. I got to get a hold of him again, because we went up a creek bed that was just beautiful, and he knew the Shawnee. People had passed it down to him. Yeah. And my memory's not good enough to remember things like that. So
sure.
I'm going to have to learn how to do the track downloading, I guess.
I can show you.
We could probably help you out with that. Yeah. I was like, Ben and I grew up riding in the Shawnee. Like, when I was a kid, it wasn't illegal to ride motor vehicles and ride four-wheelers and dirt bikes. And, you could do all that back when I was a kid in the Shawnee. That stuff didn't get closed until I was
restricted.
Yeah, restricted and heavily restricted, might add, until, I was probably a teenager, somewhere like, I'm going to mess around here and find out how old I am. I know how old I am. So let's get back to the rally. First impressions. So when you signed up to come to Hogrock, what were you expecting, John?
True. Well, what was I expecting? I was expecting to have a good time. I'd never been to the Harley Hogrock.
Yeah.
I do own a Harley. It's got 100,000 miles on it, but I don't have any tattoos, so I don't think I would have fit in down there. But I was, I didn't know what to expect the first year, which was really a good time. Even though I was on a very big bike, it was still a good time.
This was the soft opening, right? The one they did last year, the soft opening.
It was kind of the pre-rally. It was just for them to get their feet wet. But this year, when I took my 501 Husky, I expected it to be a lot easier to get around on, and it was the first day. And I had a great time riding with Ben and, everybody on the trip. Got back to the trailer, was very tired. They went out again. I stayed in the trailer and took a long shower.
Yeah. It's always nice too, man, to come back to a nice trailer. We don't get that at a lot of places that we ride.
Convenient.
Man,
we were able to bring our campers this time.
Yes.
Yeah, and the rally site, they have electric, they have water. You can take as long a shower, pretty much as you want.
Yeah.
And when you're hurting and sore, that's a nice ending to a long day.
There's no doubt.
Which they actually had for those that were in tents or hammocks or whatever. Yeah. They had full-on shower houses that were amazing.
And it should be said, I've used their facilities, their showers and stuff, because you and I have spent some time down there before the rally when we were building routes, and we were testing and filming and doing things for them. And I've camped there several times and used their showers. And my experience, so the road to Hogrock for me was very different because I had been to the Harley rallies, right? So that's
okay.
And this was many years ago. Okay, I'm just gonna if my friends that are watching this, I'm not going to the Harley rally now. But okay. I did. So I came from that environment. My knowledge of Hogrock was that. It was the Hog Daddy rallies, which people that go to that have a blast. It's just not necessarily my scene. You know what I mean? So
my scene is the ones that go out and then end up in bed by 9.
Yes. Yeah. Not the ones that get up at 9 at night,
Stay up all
That's
night.
a whole different crew.
Very different rallies.
But
same name, different rallies.
The Adventure Rally, man, I didn't really know what to expect other than what Ben or Michael or Cam had told me. And so in a lot of ways, I was just kind of anxious about what is this going to look like? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You guys said there was 80 people that came to the soft opening. Mm-hmm. And the expectation that I had was something similar, but I was blown away at how many people actually came to this thing. Because we went to rallies before. We go to Red River every year.
A ton of people.
There's so many people at Red River, but I would imagine the numbers of what I think Lago Linda, the campground there, is much smaller than Hogrock's campground, so that you can't fit anywhere near as many people.
I think that's a big deal. It feels like there's a ton of people there, but I don't think there's that much.
At Red River,
there might be 500.
I think so, but I think you're
so big.
You got to count the people who are camping at other places that are there for the Red River Scramble. At Hogrock, dude, it's all contained. So all of these people are on the same grounds and they're close and they're able to connect, and it just felt bigger than what I expected. Mm-hmm. It really did. It felt like there was more people, more riding than I expected. Of course, dude, I'm going to be honest, as being a YouTuber, being someone that is there to create content, when you ride like a dog every day, you do not want to film.
Yes.
When you get back to your camper and you've been riding hard enduro, for 8 hours.
You want the long shower.
That's exactly right. And so in some ways, I had so much fun that I didn't get as much content as I wanted, because I just had fun riding with my friends. There was so much riding, and I didn't expect, I expected there to be riding, but I didn't expect, I guess, that I would pursue as much as I did. It was just I couldn't sit around camp. I just had to go hang out with my friends. What about you? What did you expect? Ben.
I was at the soft opening last year. I built all the rides this year. it kind of went as I expected. I think there was more people than what I was expecting. I was hoping 150, and the last time I talked to Cam, he was saying about 250 people. So that's that's pretty cool. Otherwise, I pretty well knew what to expect out of it, but I was just hoping that everybody else was going to have a great time. And it seems everybody we talked to seemed to have.
Yeah, I remember that night that we rode the first day. The first day that we rode, I was like purposely out filming. I didn't really get to ride with anybody. It was just kind of like I would drive ahead, set cameras, and I'd come back to camp and I was like, man, I don't feel like I got to meet anybody today. And Ben was like, let's go walk around.
Yes.
And so we just walked around to people's campsites and started talking to them. And everyone was just talking about how much fun they had that day.
And it was a mixture of things that they had done the day. It wasn't just the guys that had done the hard routes or just the guys that had done the intermediate routes.
Everybody had a blast.
Everybody had a blast. Yeah.
Everybody was. There was something for everybody. Nobody would have felt left out.
I think
with all the options that they had to do.
Yeah, and that was the theme for the rally, is a rally for every rider. That's what Cam and Michael have said. Hogrock Adventure Rallies, they want it to be a rally for every rider, no matter what you ride. There's something here for you. And I really thought that was the case, man. I just did. The Monkey Boys shocked me. People rolling up on monkeys. Like, I mean, they had
they did the expert route on those monkeys.
They did. They went to the bathtub, the Robert's bathtub.
With a very loose chain. I heard my buddy Jose went with them. He said every 30 seconds they were putting a chain back on, but oh well.
But I mean,
they had a blast.
When you talk about a rally for every rider, that's legit. Like these are guys on mini bikes, like little Honda monkeys, just ripping through the woods, having fun.
I had so much fun with those guys on that mini bike race that Saturday I'm picking up another mini bike.
Are you really?
Yes.
How many motorcycles have you got? Why? Is there one for sale?
We just sold one. We just sold one. So now we have.
Now you got room.
The Lord S is gone.
Okay.
Oh, is it? Mm-hmm. Okay.
So now we have room.
Now you have room for one more. Bike. So you got room for 2 mini bikes.
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
So I would be lying if I said I wasn't tempted to get myself a mini bike.
KLX 110.
But I've got also, 4 kids and they all want to get into riding.
Yeah, you're going to have to get a bunch of mini bikes.
Yeah, but the kind of mini bike they need is not the kind of mini bike this guy wants.
I did the racing on Maverick's bike.
It's true. You did. But you didn't win.
No, Gunny.
Gunny ripped on that little e-bike.
Your buddy Gunny, and he took first place.
You did. What was the name they gave him for winning that? Do you remember what it was called? He sent us in a text. I can't remember what it was called. He won some kind of trophy.
They did. They gave him a trophy. It's got a little pig on top of it. But I don't remember what they called him.
Probably like the Pit Master or something. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, it was funny. He was
the Monkey Master.
Yes, sir. All right, so that's our impressions. The rally. When I went into it, I really didn't know what to expect, but I was kind of measuring it against my experience with the original Hogrock. I was blown away by, I guess, just by the difference in culture. Like, it was just a very different ride, a very different culture.
The only similarities between the two is the name.
Yeah, and the location.
The location.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That's
nothing. As a matter of fact, before we move on to the riding, because that's the section I really want to talk the most about, is
I want John's stories.
I do too, man. Before we get there, though,
I don't know.
I do want to say one of the things I was really impressed with the Hogrock experience was the family dynamic.
Yes.
Yeah, they had a kids zone. They had the blow up.
Yeah.
There was kids playing like it was they had a park set up for kids.
Yes. And my kids came. And they just had a blast all day, covered in mud, riding their bikes and the four-wheelers.
The kids on mini bikes riding that track all day long. And then once it got dark, it got quiet.
Yep.
They put them up, and I didn't see anybody get hurt or crash on the grounds.
Nope,
everybody had a level head. I mean, that was a recipe. That could have been a recipe for disaster, and it turned out perfect.
Yeah, it turned out great.
It did.
There were a ton of kids.
Yeah. And I loved it. Like I loved it. I
the next
the
generation.
Exactly. It's one of the reasons, like, I've enjoyed going to Loretta Lynn's so much is because there's so many kids. Now Loretta's is getting overpopulated, and so I'm kind of pulling back on some of that. We used to go every year, but there's so many people there. The cool thing about the Hogrock campground is it's so big. Like they'll be able to sustain a kid area with the Blue Star Mothers. They put that on. Like next year, I bet you they put it in a different place and it's twice as big. More games, more activities for the kids.
There's enough grounds there that I don't think they even used
half,
3/4 of the grounds that they had.
No, I agree. I mean, I flew my drone up in the, while the rally was going on, and basically down by the river, there was nothing. I mean, there's hundreds of sites down there, just bare.
They could accommodate thousands of, like the regular Harley Hogrock is 3,500. So they will never outgrow those grounds. This thing could grow to be 1,000 adventure riders or dual sport, and they can accommodate it easy.
Yeah, what I'd like to see in the future is for it to be more of a family centered type of rally where, parents come to ride. Like I went out and rode with my friends every day, but my wife had fun. She came and all the kids were there doing stuff at the campground. And when we got back at night, we all hung out, we visited and stuff like that. And I don't know. I thought that was unique for adventure rallies because I've been to a lot of them, but my wife has never come with me.
It's so difficult having a family dynamic at adventure rallies because most of your riding requires a license plate, so you can't take your kids with you.
Yeah, and most of them don't have places for them to ride.
Right, and that's where I was going with this. They've got so much property. They had those little log jumps, which there were kids running over that all day long. They had the kids zone. They had the challenge courses, the beginner's challenge course. I think Joseph Suma's younger kid, he rode that 4 days straight.
Yeah, the kid was an animal.
He showed up there scared to jump a log, and he left there jumping it like Paul Torres. So,
Big shout out to our buddy Suma, though, man. His boy is an animal on that bike.
Yes, he is.
He sent me some pictures today from
they're at Loretta's.
Yeah,
right
he
now.
sent me a picture from Loretta's. I guess he took his Africa Twin out at Loretta's on the trail, put a hole in his gas tank today.
Well, he showed me that. I didn't know where.
Did you see that?
He said, "Yeah."
He said, what did he say? What did he say? A custom air vent, tank vent, or something like that. A hole in it. But shout out to some of our buddies. We'll have to do that as we're going through this podcast. But let's talk about the riding, okay? Let's start with talking about the OG Advanced route, which was the first day of riding. Man, the weather was beautiful.
Perfect.
Oh, it was perfect that day. Yeah. The ground was just moist enough that there was good traction.
There wasn't any dust.
You could get into it. Talk a little bit about your experience, John, on the first day, the OG hard.
The first day was a lot of fun. I had tires that were suitable for the terrain. It wasn't muddy or wet, and like I say, a lot lighter bike than I used last year. And it was a great time. Got to pick the bike up a couple times. You're not trying if you're not crashing.
Yeah, I don't know if I got any shots of you picking up your bike on the first day, but I got you picking it up on the second day a few times.
Second day was murder. It poured down rain on the first day, and I found out that DOT tires won't cut it on wet wood single track.
No,
it was like just skating on me constantly.
Yeah,
I fought it all day long, and actually, I enjoy riding, but it wore me out.
Yeah.
And then when we got to the hard spots, I was so completely wore out. It made the hard spots even harder.
Yeah, you're talking about day 2, right? You're talking about day 2 when it got real hard in single track stuff.
Yeah, that was day 2.
Let's go back to the first day. So we were talking about the nice weather, the beautiful trails. I know when we went to E-Town, right? We come out of E-Town and we hit Watkins Lane. Mm-hmm. When that OG hard starts to actually get hard, and that first hill climb, I totally expected to see bikes all over the place.
Yeah.
Nothing. Dude, everybody just rode right up that hill. Like it was...
Not every bike.
Well...
I remember the leader crashing on that.
That's the only picture I got of you with your bike down.
Yeah, I gotta show everybody it's okay. I seen a shiny nickel.
But yeah, that road coming out of E-Town is a really cool road, and it is challenging. That first hill climb sets the tone for that that trail.
It wakes you up, definitely.
It sure does.
Yeah.
It goes from pavement to a little bit of gravel to like, whoa, where
Like,
am I?
what the heck happened?
What are we doing?
And that's the way the Shawnee treats you, though. It
does.
There's almost no intermediate, just straight intermediate tracks through the Shawnee. You're riding along and it's comfortable, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, what the heck just happened to me? Where am I at?
Yeah.
And I think though we did a pretty good job of trying to figure our way through that without it being like punishment. So I thought the first day's riding was really nice. The overlook's a nice touch. Did you? We went to the overlook.
Oh,
we got there and we shared nerds and been through some gummy worms over the cliff.
Yeah, that overlook's probably one of the most beautiful shots you can take, especially with the drone coverage that you had. It really shows, that's about a 100-foot cliff at least.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Probably a 100-foot cliff that coming down that hill, you want to make sure you don't lose your brakes.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, the last time Ben and I had ridden that road together, it was midnight.
It was midnight.
We come, because we're idiots. Like, this is what we do. We're like, hey, let's go ride the hardest stuff we can find. Let's do it at night. And so we went and rode that. And I want to tell you, and actually it was the night of the lunar eclipse.
Yes, it was.
So
it was extra dark.
It was
Oh, it
extra.
got
It was
dark.
pitch black, but it also meant you could see like the Milky Way. Because you remember those pictures I took where you could see on that cliff? It was really awesome.
would have been pretty.
If I can dig up one of those pictures, I'll throw it up on this podcast so you guys can see it. But man, that's a really special spot, and I was glad to get a chance to hang out with you guys there for a bit. Although there were some flies. Did you guys get into the flies on that overlook? Dude, they were biting my face and my eyelids.
No.
They were everywhere.
It's just because you're sweet.
It must be. Anyway, okay, whatever. No,
Might have had some sunscreen on they liked or something.
Dude, I was getting attacked by those flies. That's why I told you, I'm like, dude, I'm out of here. I got to go head up the trail. Because I was getting bit in my eyelids
It's weird.
by these stupid flies. But so beware. OG Hard, if you go to the overlook, beware the flies.
The Lord of the
The Lord of the Flies. They will get you. But when you get out of the overlook there and you head up the trail further, there's another really neat spot that the Elephant Rocks.
I don't know where that name came from. I just started calling them that, but everybody seems to understand what I mean.
Because
when
they're
we get to
freaking
them.
huge.
They're big.
They're big old ride. It looks like you're driving in Moab.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. You get. Do you remember that section with those big, huge rocks you had to ride?
Right at the end.
No.
No,
Okay.
I don't.
Well,
I didn't.
evidently it's not that memorable. Scratch that. I loved it though. I thought it was a neat. I just think that's a really good route. It's a neat one.
Oh, it's a great route. If I wanted to go there right now, I'd have no idea how to get there, but it's a great route.
We'll take you again next year.
Yeah, we'll go again next year on the GS this time.
No,
We'll take the GS.
no. GS got street tires put on it as soon as I got back from Arkansas.
We'll spoon those babies for you. This is not the first time I've spooned somebody's tires before a ride.
Giovanni.
We're going to meet him in 2 days. I got a text message from him yesterday, and it said, I'm all packed up and ready to go. Tires are already changed. So, yeah, by the way, if you come ride with me, I'm not changing your tires for you. If you don't come with tires ready to ride, I'm leaving you. Is that fair, Ben?
Yeah.
Fair. All right, so let's go ahead and so the first day when we got back, you said you were done.
I was pretty spent. Had a good time. Didn't want to push it, risk any, if I'd known how bad it was going to rain that night, I probably would have gone back out because I would have liked to have done the trail that gave me so much trouble in the dry.
He's referring to when we got back, Cordell and I shot off and went and ran the hard parts of the dual sport route to go get the sticker.
Yeah.
You guys ran up the hill?
When we got back from the OG Hard on the first day, Cordell and I left, and we went and did the rock garden and bathtub.
Did you ride up the rock garden?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So he had practice before day 2.
He did.
Yeah,
But it was dry.
he told me it was pretty rough. He was on 701,
Yeah.
I think, or 690, which
Yeah, he's on-
a Husky,
Husky
701.
701.
Yeah. Same thing.
That rock garden is a whole other beast when it's wet. Speaking of that, let's talk about day 2.
Day 2.
Because day 2 was when things started to get a little spicy, right?
Slippery is the word.
Because it rained all night.
All night.
And I don't have much footage of the rain because, like I said, after I rode all day, I was tired. I didn't really set up my camera much at camp. But man,
it poured. Lightning strikes almost in the campground.
That's an understatement. I think it was in the camp.
Yeah,
it was.
It hit close enough. I was sitting in my lawn chair, and the metal gusset for my
start glowing.
No, it shocked me. I was sitting next to it. The static electricity jumped and got me.
Yeah,
it was.
It was pretty.
It scared
intense.
the crap out of me. Yeah, imagine you were closer to it because it came right over your campsite.
Close.
It was real close to us.
Yeah.
And all I know is it rained so much that the next morning when I woke up to come outside of my camper, there was a pond in front of my camper and everything was underwater. So like my mat, my riding bag that I had, I'd put up underneath my awning and under the table just to make sure it was dry. It was underwater. Like it was, 3 inches of it was sitting in the water. So everything was wet. It rained a lot. So with that being said, it changes the terrain quite a bit,
Yeah, it made it unbearable for, like say, stock OEM DOT front tire. And the only cure would have been try to go to Harrisburg and put a motocross tire on it, and it wasn't going to happen. I ended up leaving the rally after day 2.
Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed that you ended up leaving it.
I got up the next morning, looked at my tire. The lugs hadn't grown any. And they were the same as they were the day before. So I basically said, I can't do that 2 days in a row.
No. I actually don't know how you finished day 2. You were sliding all over the place.
I'll be honest. If I was in your position, I probably would have taken one of the bales at some point and been like, I'm done. I'm out of this. But
Well,
you stuck with it.
on the Ducati Rescue,
Yep.
half the guys said, well, we're going to take the Ducati this way. And half the guys said, we're headed this way. And I'm old and slow. So I'm still sitting there at my bike, getting ready to go, and everybody was gone. So I had to decide, do I go this way or do I go
Your
that
group
way?
had left you.
Well, I wasn't really in there was this group of guys and they were going this way, and you guys were doing the Ducati Rescue, which was farther away from the campground. It was easier,
Well,
but it was farther.
So there was 3 of us. It was Ryan, Scott, and myself that took the Ducati out. And we actually got the Ducati on the trailer and then turned around and came back.
Did you?
Came back through the single track and then back up that hill. At
If
the
I'd
end.
known you guys were going to do that, I probably would have gone with you. But I didn't, and everybody was gone. And I said, well, I ride alone, a lot. So I started following the track out, and they came to a creek crossing where they went down into a creek, but I didn't see the tracks coming up out of it. So I kind of ventured this way.
Because you had to ride down the creek.
Yeah,
It
I
wasn't
rode
a
down
crossing.
I rode down the creek, and then I started to see the tracks coming up the other bank.
Then you found the hill.
So then I got to the hill, and luckily they were struggling on the hill, so I caught up to them, and they told me to go to the right on the hill because I was already going left, and
That's good because the left gets pretty
Dude,
gnarly.
it's so funny.
the left got gnarly.
It's so funny. When I went up it, I went up the we call like the single track hill or whatever. It's the hard hill climb out. I go up the left side, and I park my bike at the top, and I start noticing there's like 3 people that are following me, and I'm like, no.
Well, that's
don't
why I
follow
picked
me.
left. The bike struggling was on the left,
Yes.
and I don't know if I even saw the path on the right, but somebody's like, whoa, stop.
That's for me. That was me.
That was you?
I was standing right next to you, and I was like, hey, John,
Yeah,
go to the
okay.
right.
that way.
Go to the right.
Okay, well, that was good advice because
And by God, you did, and you didn't stop. I mean, you went all the way up it.
I didn't stay on the path. I ended up going through the woods a little bit, but
Yeah.
I wasn't going to stop.
Yeah. I think I said on the video, I've got a picture of you climbing up that hill, and I was like, well, that wasn't the right line, but my God, he did it.
Yeah. Well,
You made it. That's what
Yeah.
counts,
Yeah.
right?
yeah. Well, the situation I was in all day, I didn't get to pick where I went. I just had to go where the bike went. I
Get to
couldn't
the
control.
top of
I
that
didn't
hill.
get to go where I wanted to very much that day.
Yeah.
With the front end just going out from under me everywhere.
Well, I can tell you about where I wanted to go after about 2 hours in that day is back to the camper.
yeah.
That's what I wanted to do. After about 2 hours, I was ready to hit the
Yeah.
camper and get a shower.
Yeah, and actually on the way back, you guys missed a section I don't know what the name. I think it's Minerva Mine Road, the road that we're coming in and out of camp.
Yeah.
There's actually a section that's just a little bit south. It runs parallel with Minerva Vine.
Oh.
You guys actually missed.
Oh, we could have done.
Could have had a little bit more.
So what did you think about Minerva Vine Road? Did somebody put enough oil and chip on that?
God. So we came in on.
It's like a hailstorm.
Well, they picked the worst day to do that. They started dumping all of that on Wednesday.
Yeah,
And
loose. They weren't fixing potholes. They were just spreading oil and chip on the road.
Yep.
That sounded like riding in on a hailstorm, but it is what it is.
So there was a couple spots that really, it blew me away because all weekend people were talking about it. It's surreal. Like just in being like transparent, it's kind of a surreal feeling when Ben and I were riding and scouting, and he was actually manually building these routes, and he would send me this, say, hey, can you open this? Can you check these pins? Let's make sure everything works. He sent it to me, and I noticed he pins these spots and it's got my name. It's got Robert's bathtub. It's because I fell in it. I was the guinea pig,
I saw almost everybody fall, me included, in Robert's bathtub.
Yeah.
We all got a good bath on that one.
I remember when you sent it to me, and I was like, dude, you named that Robert's bathtub. And he was like, you want me to change it? And I'm like, absolutely not. That's awesome, dude. Because all weekend long, everyone was talking about Robert's bathtub. And I just thought that was the most surreal thing ever. They loved it.
That was good.
The sticker cache that we put there, people were like wearing them as a badge of honor. They had them on their bikes.
Yep.
I just think that's just so cool, man. That was
There is a
Now,
lot
was
of.
that you saying go to the right there also?
Yeah.
Okay. You said go to the right, and I'm like looking, and then he said, do what you want, but I suggest going to the right. I tried the right, and I still went down.
What I will give you a little bit of advice for you and everybody listening. When we are riding, if you come to a point in the trail and Robert is standing there with his camera, just be on your toes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something's getting ready to happen.
Something's going to happen.
Bro, speaking of something getting ready to happen, what did you think of the dude that made his KTM fly? Oh, that video,
I didn't get to see it in person, so I seen it on your video, and that was.
I haven't seen that video.
Well, you need to watch that one.
He was wearing a bright colored helmet. It was a KTM 4-stroke of some kind.
Yeah.
He
It was
come
a 500
through.
maybe.
He come through the bathtub and like slid off the back of it and whiskey throttle it, and it was like holding on to it.
Up into the bushes?
Up-
No, not in the
yeah.
bushes.
I saw
Into the
that.
tree.
Into the tree. It
Into
got
the tree.
hung up in the tree. Like he went airborne. Like he was, it looked
I
like
did.
Superman hanging on. He was flying through the air.
Yeah.
It was glorious. And the funniest thing about it, because I notice all the specifics because I'm the one that does the video editing, I'm sitting on the log next to him just with my drone.
I had no idea.
And I'm smiling like, I'm grinning like a possum, dude. Because all these bikes are going down and this guy comes flying through the air beside me and Suma's sitting there and I'm just like, you can see it if you go back and watch the video. It's just, I'm smiling all of a sudden. It was funny.
My favorite part is that there is a lot of motorcycles riding around that have a picture of you in a bathtub stuck to it.
Right. And they don't know the backstory of it, really. I mean, some people have seen the
If
video,
they've seen the video, yeah.
but they don't really understand why it's called Robert's bathtub. I just thought that
Until they're
was...
climbing out of it, and then they get it. They just don't know who Robert is.
That's the kind of hole that something that had 37s on it got in there and just dug it out.
Yeah.
Because it is deep, Go to the right, it was a little shallower, but, you're wanting to go left. So, when you have to go to the right to dodge that bathtub, it makes it harder.
It does. So, word of advice for all you Hogrock Adventure riders for next year. Robert's bathtub, you need to try to get there. It's an amazing experience, though. Really, it is. That trail is. But I will say, the trail is an advanced, not an advanced ADV. It is an advanced dual sport route. Yeah. We're not calling it a dual sport route. This is an advanced dual sport route. Yeah. And so you need to be warned whenever it rains. Yeah. All of a sudden, this is like a 2-stroke route. You need a dirt bike.
That's the problem is we go scout these things on our dual sports. Drew Faulkner will get a kick out of this.
Yeah.
It's a 302 stroke with a license plate.
Drew ain't watching this.
He says, what is it? He says a race bike with a plate.
Yeah.
Dual sport it ain't. But so we go route scout all this stuff on these 2 strokes with gummy tires, 3 PSI. And they're like, oh yeah, that'll be a dual sport route. That wasn't too bad. That was fun. And then we've got guys like Scott and Cordell, they're like on real dual sports. I'm like, dude,
this is nuts.
I had 20 pounds of air.
Yeah, here we go.
You know, I mean, within 15 minutes of almost crashing 20 times, I just had to stop. I tried to air down, hoping that'd help. You know, it didn't. But
no, I gotta say though, like there was this one moment whenever we were riding. You were right behind me, I think it was, and there's the slick hill that you had issues with your with the Tenere. Remember that hill?
Yep.
Dude, it was a complete mess the day we rode it because it had rained and it was, and I was on the 2-stroke and I thought, you know what, I'll just go over the roots. I'll hit it on the right and I'll just get enough momentum. No, it didn't happen. And what happened was John was behind me, so he pins me in. He comes in behind me and pins me in. And so I can't go forward now because I'm touching his bike behind me and he's sideways on the trail, can't get up.
I've seen that video on Kentucky Rally.
Yeah,
I think he goes,
Matt,
I'll get it turned around.
And then John goes, whoop, and just loops that thing around. And
I tried a couple times to pop a little wheelie.
You did, buddy, you popped a wheelie.
Well, and finally I just said, you know, I couldn't do it. So finally I did it on purpose, but
you know what he says when he gets up?
I got it turned around.
He goes, well, I got it turned around. And I was like, true. You sure did, buddy. That was a classic moment. I love that.
Well, that wasn't his first loop.
No,
I
was going to say that wasn't the first loop.
That one was intentional. The first one wasn't. It was
the top of the rock garden got you too.
Yeah, it did. But
you know, you're in
part of it.
You're in a bunch of my videos. I think that I made. You were in a bunch of my videos that I made. You should definitely come next year.
That's 2 years in a row that we've left with John Ben stories.
Yeah. Well, he's a legend. You're gonna be a Hogrock legend before you know it. That'd be.
Yeah. Well, on my jersey, I wanted to get whiskey throttle put on the back, but being computer illiterate, my name automatically loaded and my name showed up on the jersey.
I think the other guys got you beat on the whiskey throttle. I don't know what his name is.
That KTM guy.
I don't know what his name was, but now if you're the KTM rider that flew through the air on your bike and you watch this, drop a comment. Who are you? Tell us your name. We want to know you. We want to invite you to come ride with us next year. But I didn't get his name. We rode with him all day. I didn't get his name. So
some people are just send it type of guys.
Yeah.
And
dude, he was a wild man though. He went all day.
You send it. Yeah.
We had a couple of those on that ride.
Yeah.
A couple wild guys.
Yeah.
John was one of them.
Yeah.
For sure. So let's look back. Let's talk a little bit about this Ducati rescue. Just let's touch the Ducati a little bit.
Oh boy.
Let's touch it.
What was that? That was it Thursday night?
Yeah, it was. So it was after the OG hard route.
That's right. Yeah,
we're hanging out.
And Cameron pulls up on the golf cart. He's like,
no shirt, in his jorts.
In his jorts. With somebody that I've not met sitting in the passenger side. He just goes, that's the guy you want to talk to. I'm like, turns out this guy's on a brand new Ducati. Did it have 400 miles on it?
Desert X, yeah.
Not a scratch.
Not a scratch. Brand new. Looks like it just rolled off the showroom floor. Ducati Desert X, stock tires, everything.
Dude, that exhaust was immaculate. Like it was perfect chrome, no discoloration, nothing.
It just looks like it just rolled off the showroom floor. So anyway, he comes up to us and he says, hey, I need some help. I am stuck on a route. Okay, what's route and what do you mean by stuck? And he's like, I'm on the pavement route.
How do you get stuck on pavement?
It's like, did you get a flat tire? What happened here?
So anyway, we start digging, and he also is not super technical.
Yeah.
And so he's showing me screenshots of his GPS app, and it doesn't look real familiar to me, especially for pavement route. I'm sorting it through. Well, I finally realized where he's at. And where he's at is dead center of the single track, which is
it's on the advanced dual sport.
On the advanced dual sport route. So how in the world did you get here on the pavement route? So we get to doing some more digging, and he's using DMD, I think it's called. I don't know anything about that. But what I do know is that he downloaded every single route that we built for the rally this year and made them all purple and had them all on.
So like a big purple snake all through southern Illinois.
Purple blob. And he's riding along following the pavement route, and he's just following the purple line. Purple line told him to turn left, and he turned left, and it turned to gravel, and then it turned to dirt, and then you got to jump a couple logs, and then it turns to single track, and then it goes down into the creek, and it was at that point he realized he wasn't on the pavement route anymore.
That was bizarre.
That was a little late.
I'm thinking, like, was it before or after the log jumps that you realized you weren't on a pavement route anymore?
I think he knew that he took a wrong turn, but he was like, because he had another off-road bike, I believe it was a Triumph.
Yeah, he had a Triumph.
Dual Sport.
Yep.
He's like, I'm a competent off-road rider. I'll just get through this and then I'll get back to where I was at. But he didn't know which route that he had turned on. And then it just got to the point that he couldn't do it anymore. So luckily we had 17 people join us on that Dual Sport route. Yeah. So we were able to extract the bike pretty easy. But it also had
17. There were 17 riders on that.
He also had broke his clutch lever. So
yeah,
that made it slightly more difficult because we got vice grips clamped onto it.
Yeah, that was a nice little treat. I'm glad we had, Suma is like he fixes everything. So he shows up, he's putting vice grips on, making a sweet custom clutch with the vice grips and
MacGyver stuff.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. We ought to actually call him that.
MacGyver.
Oh gosh, I got to watch my mouth. I just about said something I shouldn't have said.
The real funny part about it was he got stuck on the Dual Sport route the day that it hadn't rained, and then it rained all night, and so we had to get that bike out. And by the time we got that back to the road, and he showed up to pick it up, I think it had like 25 pounds of mud shoved in the fenders and everything, which was a super clean, immaculate looking bike.
The bark busters were hanging down.
Yeah, the bark busters were broken and
everything.
I'll throw some video up here of the rescue so you guys can see it while we're talking and get an idea of what this thing looked like. But I mean,
pretty red.
He's really lucky that he didn't keep going and got stuck down in that creek.
Well, I think he did get to the creek. And then he turned around because he seen that hill. He turned around, was trying to come back out to the pavement and couldn't get up.
Yeah, and I was shocked when we got there because he'd said it's just sitting on the hill. And I remember, I think I told you before we went to bed on Thursday night, with all this rain, we're going to find that bike at the bottom of the hill. It's going to wash out and just stay at the bottom of the hill. My God, when we got there, standing straight up on that hill.
Sitting on the kickstand.
Sitting on the kickstand, and he had a rock under the back tire. And I was like, well, okay. And the rescue was cool. The guy was really nice. I'm very thankful. He actually commented on the video that I put the rescue on and shout out to all the guys, said thanks for rescuing my bike. So, that just adds a little bit of spice to the route, some memories. Looking back now, John, specifically for you, day 2, okay? Was it funny? Or was it traumatic?
Oh, motorcycling is always fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't end up in the ER, so trauma, no.
Yeah.
I have a blast. I did it. Now I'm smart enough to know don't do that again.
So now you're going to get a 2-stroke for next year.
No, but if it possibly a motocross front tire.
I think probably tires are in order for you.
DOT approved, that I think would make a big difference.
Tires are a must. What we need to do is for next year before the rally, we need to make like a rider tips and trick video.
You want to talk about tires?
No.
Can we also talk about oil?
Dude, I'm not that guy. You are never going to find a tire review video on Moto Travel Guys channel. If you can't figure out what tire you need to put on your bike, there's a million videos on YouTube for you to go watch. I don't need that. But I was thinking like tips and tricks on what people can expect on each route. Like the routes that we have, things, obstacles to look out for, stuff like that. That might be a cool thing for us to do next year for people that are coming. Kind of like what we're doing today. We're talking about the routes, and if anyone's paying attention to this or if anybody watches this, you'll know that if you take the advanced dual sport route and it rains, you're in for a fun day of adventure and challenges. It's full of them. So, all right. So that's the riding. Ben and I continued to ride. You went home after day 2. That's why I asked if it was traumatic. I didn't know if you had nightmares for the next week about that day or what.
It wasn't traumatic, but I knew I didn't have the right, equipment to make it doable. Yeah. I mean, it was 90%, impossible. And I struggled through it one day, but I'm not going to do it again.
Yeah. Now Ben and I stayed and we rode
pavement and gravel.
The second day, pretty much. That's all we did was we went and did some sightseeing, and
I kind of felt bad about leaving because for 2 months I talked to a couple of buddies about coming down. And one of them made it. It was Jose Renda, who went with the Monkey Boys, and he had a blast. he got there early that morning. I fixed him breakfast and sent him on his way and said, man, I'm going home.
He actually at the writers meeting came and found me.
I told him to find you.
Yeah, he came and found me. He was like, where are you riding? I want to go ride. I'm like, we're taking it easy today, but the Monkey Boys are going to do the expert AVV route if you'd like. And he was like, yeah, can you introduce me? So we take him over there, and it sounds like he had a really good time.
Yeah,
I know they came back with all kinds of smiles and bathtub stickers. So.
Yeah, he was the guy that went on the 350 down to Arkansas with the BDRX that I did.
Yeah, he told us about that when we were chatting with him for a while. He had done that.
And the other guy, my friend, he just got back from Colorado, and he got back like Saturday afternoon, and he wasn't able to come down.
Yeah, I had actually met him not too long ago up at Phillips Pro Cycle.
Oh, Jose?
Yep.
Yeah, he used to be a salesman there. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He's a good guy. I've known him for a long time. I've known him 26 years.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Small world.
It's a very small world.
It is.
Yeah, I knew him when he was in PA school.
Oh.
Before he actually was a PA. But yeah, I think now he's got the bug. Like, he's been bitten. He wants to ride. Like, he's messaging, hey, dude, when are we going to go ride? You got that message from him. And I love that. One of the goals that I had put on my application for the Hogrock sponsor, Rally Rider deal, was that I wanted to help grow the local adventure scene in Southern Illinois.
We did it.
We've done it, man. Like, there's so many more people now who are wanting to ride. We've made an effort to actually do that this year, and I love that. I feel like we've actually accomplished something in Southern Illinois, because I couldn't have told you 10 people that rode adventure bikes in Southern Illinois. But now I've
everywhere.
got 40 of them, 40 people who are like, hey, can we go ride? Can we go do? And I just love that. So speaking of that, let's talk about the people, right? What stood out to you about the people that came to the Hogrock Rally? People that you met there. Don't talk about me. I know you want to. Famous YouTuber. I know you guys want to talk about me.
I love riding with famous YouTubers.
Shut your mouth. The only famous YouTuber you've ever ridden with is
Kentucky Rally Rider,
right? Matt. Shout out to my boy Matt.
Well, everybody at the rally, to me, we're all like-minded. We're all the same. We're cut from the same cloth. It doesn't matter where you're from. Last year there were guys from Virginia there, weren't there?
There was, yeah.
There was a lot of people that came from, and you can just tell you fit in with people when you all have a common interest. And it just, I didn't see one argument. I didn't see one fight. You go to some rallies and there's fights, and there's just things that are, don't make for an enjoyable rally. And there's none of that at Hogrock.
Mm-mm.
No, there really wasn't.
There is none of that. It's just a great time. I'd love to see it get big enough that, I'd love to see 1,000 guys out there. We'll have to get some more. We'll have to get some more guides.
Yeah.
Ben can't. You guys can't guide them all.
Ben just wants to see 1,000 men. Just loves to see those guys. Anyway,
well, hey, wait a minute. Not everybody was men, weren't there?
There were some ladies.
There was some kind of ADV was there.
Yeah.
That's true. There were women riders at this event too.
I saw one on a GS 1200.
Is this Tammy, right?
Yes.
Tammy was on the GS.
Mm.
Yeah.
And Tammy was a pleasure too. Like, she's just a really sweet lady and has a ton of experience, in the adventure community. So that was kind of cool. There's some diversity in there. There was female riders, kids, men. Yeah, there's just a good variety of people. What I'd learned about, and I'm relatively new to the rally stuff. So I travel a lot, and I do BDRs. I do moto camping. I've done a lot of that stuff, long distance traveling. Haven't just spent a lot of time at rallies. But what I've noticed at Hogrock is that adventure riders are, a lot of them, we all suffer from the same condition, and that is we're very reclusive. We don't like to talk to people until we ride with them. And then once you ride with somebody, you're instantly friends forever.
Yeah. I told Ben I'm a recluse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mentioned that. It's just, but we go riding together. Like I said, you're bonded in a way that, you can't get. I don't know if I'll go there. You can't get that sitting on a bar stool. I don't drink.
Yeah.
No, I don't either.
This is to me got to be far more enjoyable than some other things that people do in life.
Yeah.
also love that they are, like you're talking about, all being cut from the same cloth. We're almost all in bed by 10.
Yeah,
Which I love.
that's pretty unique too. Yeah, but those are like my people. You know, we don't really want to go talk to people, but when we do, we instantly become friends because of what we do together. You know, and I think that's a neat dynamic that I really saw that at Hogrock, where people may not have just all come to a common area to be best friends, but as we rode, I made some memories with like the KLR Cowboy, dude. That guy was awesome.
He doesn't know.
You didn't meet him, but we met him on Sunday, and never met that guy before, but we rode with him all day. He's a freaking beast, a warrior on that KLR, throwing it around the woods.
Oh man.
And just, that's a great example of, I never would have talked to someone like that, but we go ride for a day and we sending them messages on Facebook, how are things going? You just stay in touch with people whenever you go ride with them. So the people at adventure rallies are unique, but the friendships that you build, man, they last, are special. Any conversations with people that you met that stood out to you that were crazy?
I had a lot of, yes. The guy on the was that a tiger or that showed up during the giveaways?
I don't know what that guy's name was. I got a little bit of video on you took it on your phone. You out. That's his name. That's a name too, bud. So that was an interesting conversation. And so I'll play it on this podcast. I got a video of it we videoed him. But man,
you didn't get the best part though when he first showed up, because we were just like, oh my God,
I didn't know what to say. Because he's foreign, so he was hard to understand.
All right.
But he was so like amped up because he had taken his bike, and
day one,
yeah,
his class with Kane,
first time
ever off road. He had just bought this bike, shows up to Hogrock, does a beginner's class with Kane,
with Appalachian ADV.
Yeah. And then the next day, he's trying to do that rally book deal that Off Pista was doing. So they took off on that, and they finally were just like, this is too much. I can't figure it out. So they're trying to figure out how to get their way back, and they see another group of riders, and they stop and talk to him. And well, which way are you going? And they're like, we're doing the intermediate route. And he was like, okay, I can do the intermediate route. Well, the intermediate route is kind of tough anyway, but then it hit all that rain. Yeah. And so they got over there on Bill Hill Hollow and just wrecked this bike, just ruined it. But he had the greatest time of his life, and he come back so excited. He pulls in, windshields ripped off his bike.
That's how I introduced. I said, hey man, you're supposed to have a windshield here. And then he just went off. He just opened up and started telling this whole story about his adventure, and he was going to get deported, and he was digging tunnels through the mountain. And
I didn't understand anything.
I was struggling to stick with him, but dude, he was so on fire. And then I said, let me get my phone. I want to record this. And you know what the first sentence he said was, this is the greatest day of my life.
How much fun was it today?
No, you cannot do this to me. I can explain it. It was the best day of my life.
That's a great attitude.
Look at this.
That is a great attitude. That bike looks.
Next time I'm gonna come back with two bikes, with this one and with another one. And then I'm gonna do the same ride, A and B. I'm gonna race myself. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
There you go.
And
That says it all.
Man, what a cool.
He's from Springfield, Illinois, and he rode his bike here, and he had to ride it home, and it was just.
It was trash.
It was abused. His throttle was stuck because where it hit. So he's like, we're going. I'm like, man, we could fix it. He's like, no. They know. Was it a BMW? It was a BMW F800. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's
right.
And
he said the BMW. They know that I did a good expert thing, so I got an upgrade, and now I have cruise control.
Yeah. And that was right along with
the throttle sticks.
Yeah.
Throttle sticks.
He's got cruise control. Okay.
Yeah. My favorite line was whenever he's talking about how he survived. He's like, everywhere I go, I take my secret weapon with me.
Oh yes.
And he reaches into his tank bag and he pulls out he's Catholic. He pulls out these saint cards. He's got 3 saints cards. These saints, and he goes, one for my throttle. one for my brake, whatever. He's like, and I always succeed. He puts them back up and puts them.
That's what it was: throttle, brake, and clutch.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay.
It only works if you're Catholic.
everybody.
But you can change your religion really fast on these days.
They've done so much for us. Thank you.
So,
like an app?
I got 3 secrets. One for the rear brake, one for the rear brake, one for the clutch, and another one for the front brake. So this is secret number 1, secret number 2, and secret number 3. So those, if you got them, you will do the intermediate route with a GS500 on your first try.
And I was like, man, this dude, I wish I could have rode with him. Like, we would have had a blast.
He said
riding
he's
with him.
coming back next year.
Yeah.
We'll find him.
We're gonna find him next year.
Take him on the expert dual sport route.
On an 800.
You never know, dude. By next year, he might be ready for it.
Yeah, he'll be a superhero.
He might be. Well, there was a lot of great people, a lot of good stories.
Yeah.
As we're kind of winding down the conversation, I want to ask you a couple of things about like what makes this rally different from rallies you've been to in the past. You know, what were some of the things that you noticed? Like, this is different than, I don't know, Ben, you've probably been to the most rallies of anybody at this table. So what makes Hogrock stand out as being a little bit different?
Man, we've already touched on it, but the fact that they're actively working to make this a family like destination, that's what makes it different for me, because I can bring the family. I didn't have the kids with me this year, but they were off doing other things. But you did. You brought yours, and there were kids everywhere, and it's just it's good.
Yeah. John, was there anything that stood out that was different in this rally than ones you've been in the past?
The grounds being so big and the effort they put in. There was a beginner track. Last year, I went and did all the tracks, on the 1200. Yeah. And this year, I took a pass. I took a shower instead. But I kept hearing that the expert on grounds tracks, you didn't even have to leave the property and to have a good time.
Yeah.
You could stay right there on the grounds. The beginner, intermediate, and expert tracks could keep you busy.
Yeah.
There was also, we never made it over there, but there was also just an entire open
big
wood
grass
section.
track. There was a grass track. And,
And there's some pretty good riding.
Michael
in
and
those
Cameron, they're doing a lot to make this work.
They are.
Yeah.
And
I've really enjoyed getting to know Michael and Cameron as well. Like, just on like a personal level, they're good people.
Yep.
Like, they seem to care about the right things. And I've been involved with motorcycles and business and for a long time, and I've worked with people, and I just feel like they're genuinely good guys.
I do. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because maybe I've become infamous, but when I pulled in the gate, Cameron comes up to me and says, "Hi, John." He had 100 people there last year, and
he remembered you.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not. Being infamous is not the same as being famous.
Fact. That's a fact.
I'd rather be infamous.
I would rather be infamous. That's right. I'd like you to remember me for all of the wrecks and hard stuff I've done.
When I walk in, I'll be like, that's him.
That's the guy that's he's the one that brings the pain. Run away. No. So how about this? Let's talk about a couple of things that we would like to see from Hogrock next year, because I know Michael and Cam are going to watch this. I'm sure they're going to, want to see what some of our opinions are. Like, what were some of the things you'd like to see us do differently, or the rally to provide or do next year? Anything?
Bigger log jumps.
Dude. Those log jumps.
We had a good time on those. The expert ones.
The expert one, when it was dry. I don't know how I could get many more of those on the Pan America. I mean, I cleared like 9 logs.
You did.
I don't know how I could do any more than that.
It was before it started raining. We went over there and we were just jumping.
We were just
I was on
horsing
the Sportster
around.
and he was on the Pan America. And he's clearing all of those logs. He'd hit the first one and jump all the way over them.
But it's like, dude, those were so much fun. When it's dry, that kind of stuff, I'll monkey around and do that stuff all day long when it's dry. You get me on those wet logs, forget it. Not on that big bike.
Yeah.
I'll dislocate my shoulder.
Yeah. We got to talk about that before this is over. But
Yeah.
I want to do more mini bike racing. Boys.
I think that's going to stick. Why is it that mini bikes always steal the show? Why?
Funny.
It's like midgets.
Yeah.
Like midget bikes,
midgets.
Midgets always steal the show.
Well,
we need to find a midget to bring on here. If we find one at Get On, we need to invite them.
I have a hard time riding adventure bikes. Those are really tall.
Mini bikes.
Monkey.
Monkey.
Anyway, they do. They always steal the show, man. The mini bike races are a blast. I mean, the whole campground turned out for that. There was people filming in that woods. It was hard for me to set my cameras up.
There were people everywhere.
They were everywhere. I thought they were going to try to take you off the bikes as you were going through there. One of the things that I was thinking I'd like to see next year at the Hogrock Campground is just maybe the music not quite so loud. Right? Did you notice
during the day? Yeah.
During the daytime, like we'd be sitting around hanging out,
Yelling at each other.
and I was just screaming at Ben. I was like, "Hey, dude!" Just yelling at you. I was like, "Man, we can turn this down a little bit."
I don't know that was so much the Hogrock thing as it was that DJ just, man, he really wants to rock.
He does. Tim is his name, isn't it?
Yeah, I
Tim.
don't know. I never
I
met
thought
him.
the music was good. He kind of like a classic rock. But
Oh,
then
the
at
music choice
evening,
was
The
great.
music choices were
the,
great.
the choice was good, but it seemed like in the evening it got a little newer, and I didn't care. But during the day, he had some great classic rock. I really I enjoyed
The
his.
DJ did good.
He-
I think
had-
he was a little heavy on the hand when it comes to the fader for the volume. I don't like to be sitting
You notice-
700 yards away screaming.
Yeah, you notice I parked as far away as
You did,
I could
dude.
get,
You did.
and pointed away from it. But but it
Yeah.
was enjoyable.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have wanted to been parked right next to.
No, I did like having music all day long.
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
because you didn't have to run your own stereo. I like
Right.
that. Just a little quieter would have been nice. And
Park
it,
a little farther.
it would be nice too if you could make it not rain next year.
Yeah, we need to have a conversation with the weather.
We need to talk to Cam and Michael about that.
Yeah.
Whatever they need to
Too
do.
much rain.
If we can get a little less rain next year, I think that'd be good for us. You know, it's funny. The first year that I went to the Red River with you, Ben, Hurricane. That's when we rode in a hurricane for 2 days.
That was Helene, wasn't it?
Hurricane Helene, yep. And we rode in that for 2 days, and that was wild. And there were people that just went home, but we were like, nope, we're just going to ride the whole time. Trees falling around us. We were wet for 3 days
You
straight.
can only get so wet.
I
When
didn't
you got
even
there
dry out
immediately.
at night. Like when we get back to the camp, I'd be just wet, just sleep wet, get up, ride your bike wet.
Oh gosh.
But last year, which had been the following year, perfect weather. Red River Scramble was perfect last year. And I think that'll be the same thing at Hogrock this year. We're going to have that awful rain, and then next year, perfect. Hopefully. Hoping for.
Yeah, I rode right after buying my bike. I rode the 1200 down to the Slap Squeal Like a Pig rally in northwest Arkansas. So I rode down. We parked next to a fairly good sized creek, small river, and at 2 a.m, they came through with an emergency evacuation. The river was coming up, and I woke up and there was 3-4 inches of water in the tent, and the creek was rising so fast we weren't going to be able to get out. So, ride all the way to Arkansas, turn around and ride home. Didn't get to ride one trail.
Dude, Arkansas can be treacherous. I mean, people, they underestimate riding in Arkansas. I've been there a bunch. I've rode the TAT through there. I've done the Ozarks BDRX. I've ridden actually through the TAT through Arkansas twice. There is parts of that, especially on the central and western side of the Ozark, like the national forest, that are treacherous. That water will
A lot of creeks.
the water will take a bike in a hurry, and it comes out of nowhere. You can be like, the creeks can be low and you sleep and it rains overnight, and the next morning they're 5 feet up. It's a crazy area. But okay, we're going to end up the conversation. You want to talk about the Moto travel guy route? You want to talk about me dislocating my shoulder?
That's for you.
Yeah.
That route was supposed to be an advanced ADV route, and with all that rain, it turned into a dual sport route.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of ADV bikes.
That was the Sunday route.
It was.
I was
the
kind of
Sunday
looking
route.
forward to that. Wish
You wouldn't have wanted
You
none of
wouldn't
that.
have wanted it.
No, and I'll tell you the truth. Like when we were Sunday morning, we just knew this was going to be a mess. And it was kind of like the secret route of Hogrock. We weren't going to release it to the public, so you had to hang out and ride with us to get it. And I knew Saturday night it was a bad idea. But me and Ben were like, well, we'll see if anybody shows up. And
Secretly hoping nobody was.
yeah, we kind of secretly were like, man, I hope nobody shows up because this is gonna get really gnarly. And then 9 o'clock rolls around, no one shows up to the riders meeting. There's nobody at the pavilion, at the chicken barn. So
Yes.
we're like, all right, cool. So what we'll do is if there's any locals that come by, we'll tell them, hey, we're going to postpone. It's too wet. We'll hook up with you in a couple of weeks and we'll ride it. Just when it dries out, we'll go out, just some local guys, and do it. And then like 9:25, like 9 bikes roll up together and they all come
Wanting
in.
to do it.
And now we're like,
There was one very specific one that
Yeah.
pulled up that led to the events that happened later.
yes. So Tom Asher shows up. Tom's a friend of mine. I've been to some of his training and I've ridden at some rallies with him. He's a great rider.
Was he on the 1300?
Yes. And no, he was on the 1300. He was on the 1300 fully
Fully
loaded
loaded.
with his camping gear ready to go home.
He was going to ride the route and then go home.
And he
wasn't
pulls
coming
up,
back to the
yeah,
rally.
He pulls up and he's like, "We're going to ride?" And I'm like, "Yes." and fully like knowing completely, like, Tom, if you watch this, dude, you may be the reason I dislocated my shoulder, because I knew I had no business riding that Pan America on a freaking dual sport route. I had no, but when Tom pulls up on a fully loaded 1300 and he's like, "We're going to ride?" The answer is yes. We're going to ride. And so I get on my Pan America and we go do it. And the very first slippery downhill, I hit a root. My front end washes out. I fall about 8 feet down into a ravine on a rock, dislocate my shoulder. It was fantastic. The thing was, like, when you wreck and
Adrenaline.
you're leading that many people, like this big group of bikes going through the woods, there's adrenaline that's out of this world. So we picked that huge bike up, which was upside down, by the way, like, because I fell into like a washout area.
Rut.
We picked this bike up and I proceed to ride about 5 miles?
I'd say so, yeah.
5 miles of what would be considered a dual sport on a Pan America. And the whole time, my left shoulder is out of its socket. My adrenaline was just so high, I didn't really
You didn't feel it.
I knew it hurt,
Yeah.
but I didn't realize that my shoulder was literally dislocated. So we get to this creek crossing where we're going to take a break. We had predetermined this is the stopping point, and it was about almost the halfway mark to the bailout, because we tried to make it to where there was options for people to rest, and then there's a bailout, and then it gets really gnarly after the bailout. And so we get to this first break, and I get off my bike, and because I'm catching my breath and just taking a moment, I really noticed, like, I'm hurting, like there's something wrong. And then I noticed, like, I can't lift my arm up just to where my handlebars, I can't lift my arm up. And so one of my buddies comes over to me and he's like, "Take your pack off." So I take my pack off and I stand there and he's like, "Dude, your shoulder is out of its socket." He could tell just by looking at my back. So there's a guy that was riding with us, the paramedic. And he's like, "I can't reset it for you, but I can tell you how." And I'm like, "What, are you kidding me? Like, you can't help me?" It's like, "No, I'm not.
Liability.
I'm not legally able to do that because of my profession." I'm like, "You're a paramedic." And he's like, "No, I can tell you how. So here's what you do. It's like you bend over and put your hand underneath your boot and then stand up as fast as you can."
Pop it back.
And so I sat there for a second and I look at him and I look at a couple of people and I'm like, I'm gonna have to do this because no one is gonna help me right now. Like, no one's gonna. If Ben was here, he would help me. But you were back wrestling with KLR Cowboy.
Cowboy.
So I do it. I just bend over, I step on my hand, and then I stand up as fast as I can. And I promise you, I didn't make a sound, but like for a second, I thought I was gonna pass out. It hurt so bad. Like when it makes that little sound.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh God." And I thought I was going to pass out, but thankfully, everything worked out. You guys showed up. When I popped the shoulder back in, the pain went away mostly, just it went numb, So I was able to make it to the bailout. But in fairness, even my buddy Tom was going to take the bailout. Like, we was all ready to go. Every one of us were ready to get out at the bailout, except for a couple guys that were on dual sport bikes and 2-strokes, and
We still didn't make it.
and they
very far.
they went on to the harder part and ended up turning around to come back out. So
We had two guys that wanted to keep going, and then Ryan, Scott, and I continued. We made it 200 yards down the trail, and the one looks at me and goes, "So does this get harder than this?" Yeah, and he goes, let's go back that way.
But the thing is, when that route is dry,
So much fun.
It is.
That'd be a lot of fun.
It is the funnest. I
Yeah.
think it's one of the funnest routes that we have.
And it's very doable on a big bike when it's dry.
When it's dry, you have traction to climb the hills.
In fact, shout out to Heather. She was our litmus test on it.
Yes.
On her
Tenere.
Tenere.
And Heather did it. She rode the entire thing.
Yep.
Didn't she? So
In the dry.
In the dry.
And she also runs Plu's Big Boys and motocross tire on the front. So
Right.
like it's not just your standard Tenere, but she did it.
Yeah. And so for all you riders that are coming next year, the Moto Travel Guy route will be a public route. And I would encourage you two things on that route. One, there's 40 miles of pavement to get to the off-road section, but when you get there,
It's great.
it is fantastic. And it's almost 30 miles of straight dirt. There's no road.
Yeah, don't let the long pavement get in there discourage you because it is.
It's worth the
it.
trip.
It's very much
It's
worth it.
worth
the trip.
It's worth the hour drive to get there, the 45-minute drive to get there.
And it's actually in a part of Shawnee that even the locals don't really
That's
go
true.
to very often. So
There were several locals that wanted to come with us.
just because
They wanted to learn where that was. So I would say next year, if you're coming to Hogrock, it'll be public. Probably I'll lead that route early in the rally. I'll say
Pan America.
I will do it. If it's dry, it's not that big of a deal.
Sure.
Those Pan Americas are a completely different animal in the wet. You know, like whenever it's slimy and muddy.
All
'Cause
them big bikes
they're
are.
just so heavy to wrestle around. But honestly, I got hurt. I'm feeling a lot better now. It's been about a week or so. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm ready to go to get on Sunday. But I had a lot of fun that day. And by the way, my video of that riding day just got released tonight. So I'm hoping that everybody gets a chance to check that out. All right. Last question. What was, who's coming back next year? You guys will be there next year?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, I want to thank you guys for taking the time to hang out with me tonight, talk about Hogrock. Is there anything that you want to add before I say goodbye and sign off for the night?
I think we've covered it all. It's a great time. Tell all your friends.
Bring a friend.
Bring a friend. Tell you.
Yeah.
Call me.
Go to the wide angle. Please. Get us here. Get us here on that wide angle. Nerds.
Call me.
I don't know.
I threw gummy worms off a mountain for you.
You may have damaged your relationship with that.
With Ryan?
Yeah. A single tear. Yeah, man. Hogrock was a blast. We hope to see you guys next year. And if you do make it, take a lap around the campground. Look for John, look for Ben, look for me. We'd love to show you around the Shawnee. We're looking forward to seeing you guys.